Hi everyone, it's Anita here from Beef It Up Australia.
G'day everyone, it's also Tim from Beef It Up Australia.
In this video, we're going to take you on a journey through the small town of Longwood in rural Victoria.
Let's go this way. It's a beautiful little place, absolutely quiet, majestic, not many people here, and this beautiful little place has been here for 119 years. We're in this beautiful little place, Longwood, in Victoria. Not far from Seymour, not far from Shepparton, not far from Benalla. Estimated in 1851. As I said, it's been here for 119 years. Actually, a bit longer than that. 1851, the 1951, there's 100. 169 years this has been here in Longwood. And if you stick with us, we're going to show you around the place. We're going to show you some of the history, and we're going to do everything we can to even bring you one or two of the local characters. Stay tuned. Thank you. Hello, and now here we are at the War Memorial in the middle of Longwood. And this was erected around 1908 for the Boer War and the Empire War. And if we come around this way, we can see all the intricate details and the carvings of the rifles crossed on the...
Why are you talking like Mr. Attenborough?
On the bottom, because it's an Attenborough film. All the carvings of the rifles crossed on there is a symbol of heroism and mateship when you're in the war. And coming around this way, back in 25th of the 3rd, 1846, we've got a cannon off one of the Royal Navy ships. And even though it hasn't been shot in a long time, it's still in beautiful condition. The barrel is still straight. And on top of everything else like that, at dawn every year on Anzac Day, the town comes out and they congregate around the memorial and they celebrate the lives lost and the people that fought in the wars all throughout the history of Longwood and the residents from Longwood that served. Lest we forget all our fallen soldiers.
A community is made up of community-minded people, and we believe that the Longwood Community Centre is just one of those areas within a community that is really there because of the community like-mindedness and the need for communities to come together, stay together and play together. So as we go into the Longwood Recreation Reserve, which is quite historic, I mean you can obviously tell by the gateway, it is quite big. So as you can see there on the sign, we have the sports oval, the public barbecue, the community centre, meeting rooms and golf, dog and horse area, tennis courts, toilets, tennis, netball, children's playground and a walking track. Now this community is home to carriage horse competitions, which is really fascinating. It's a sport that has been around. It's very English, very not really heard of in the equine industry overall, I believe. But this is the capital, so the community has capitalised on that and has made a full area available to be able to do it in this facility. Now the community has got a very strong action group and makes all this happen. So many years ago they actually raised money for this area to be built and to be utilised for future generations. And today, how gorgeous is it? You can hear the birds. You can tell that it's well utilised, otherwise it wouldn't be in the condition that it is.
This is the ideal example of a community working together to achieve things that they want for their community and for their town and for their area.
And it's all about wellness, isn't it? And mental health, families staying together,
Yeah, most definitely is. If people are not aware, today is actually World Health Mental Awareness Day. And speaking as experience with mental health and suffering from it and everything else, to come to a little community like this, you know, and other little communities that we'll definitely be getting to on our travels as we go, is to see a community come together like this, support each other, especially in bad times. Doesn't matter what the bad times, whether it be bushfire, flood, death in the community, or whatever else. The community bands together and they help each other, support each other.
Mates helping mates.
It is mates helping mates, and it doesn't matter whether you're the local publican, the butcher, the school teacher, or local farmer, the farmer's wife, farmer's husband, or whatever. Even the school kids. It's all about mates helping each other, surviving.
So it's amazing to see a small community can do this, and yet we have so many other communities in our society that just are disconnected. So if you're part of a community, let us know. beefitupaustralia.org, and you can nominate your small community and we'll come and show your community off as well, just like what we're doing here. We're going to go and have a look around Longwood and see what else we can find. The Longwood community restored their fire station,
which was built in 1952 and closed in 1975. And behind that was where the train station was originally built, but is now no longer there.
And of course, there's 2 beautifully restored churches.
Yeah, one's an Anglican church and the other one's a Catholic church.
And how sweet was the school?
Oh, the school was fantastic. A few years ago they had 17 pupils, and we believe from the locals that there is now 16 pupils in the school.
And we were lucky enough to have a chat with 3 locals.
Yes, we were, and from those 3 locals you were lucky enough to purchase a dozen farm fresh eggs.
I did, and they're very, very nice.
Oh, I got no idea. I used to throw them at people.
And of course, Longwood has got a shop.
Yes, they do. And the shop sells everything that you need besides going to a larger city or town, and it's also the post office.
I'm sitting here at the White Hart Hotel in Longwood, and I've just been having a bit of a chat to Robin. How are you, Robin?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
We've been having a bit of a chat
Yes,
and a bit of a drink here.
Lovely place in Longwood, yes.
It's gorgeous. And you've got a B&B.
Yes, more of just a B. It's more the bed. People can cook their own breakfast, but that's fine. It's a little 3-bedroom cottage that we rent out.
Nice.
On a quiet basis, not on a point of view of anyone long term.
So you're not on an Airbnb?
No,
you don't get all the wrap bags.
No, we
and
don't.
everything
No,
coming,
we don't do that. No, this
so
is
you're
just
more
word
boutique,
of mouth.
yeah.
Word of mouth. Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
So this is just one part of our rural communities where you can find all these treasures. So when you come to a small hotel, get talking to the locals. Become a local for the day. Come and stay the night in places like Robin's B&B. All you've got to do is come in and talk to the local publican and the staff, or even people that are just sitting around enjoying a drink and a chat. So
Just like these ladies and gentlemen over here having a good laugh and a joke and a cigarette.
And they're all camera shy.
Yeah, well.
This is a great little community, and this is just one of many in rural Australia. But unfortunately, we have to only concentrate on rural Victoria because we're in lockdown and we can't get over the border anywhere.
Not yet.
So,
But why would you want to?
well, that is true. This is like God's country here.
It
It's
is.
gorgeous.
Yes, it is.
So everybody, let's get rural. Let's go supporting our small businesses and our small towns. And cheers. I'm here at the White Hart Hotel in Longwood in rural Victoria, and I'm sitting here with Anne. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Anne is the publican here at the absolutely gorgeous hotel. They've just won the best steak from our competition. Now they are on the hunt. So as you can see here, we have our certificate here, which, Anne, you'll be able to hang with pride.
I will.
You got a lot of nominations, so that says it all. So, Anne, tell us just a little bit about the hotel. How old is it?
My understanding is that it was first licensed in 1884 and I believe that it was burnt down and rebuilt and reopened again in 1895. Now, there's a bit of history there, obviously, and we don't. There's no one still alive to verify that, but that's the story that goes locally here.
And next door is the pub paddock, and it's got a BMX track in it. So tell us about that.
Well, the pub paddock is an initiative of our local action group. We're very community minded here, and the pub paddock was originally part of the actual hotel property, and a very long time ago one of the very generous proprietors actually donated it back to the community, so that area there is for community use. And a little while ago there was a BMX track built there, and it's just recently been upgraded, and we've noticed that the kids are absolutely loving it, so it's really good for them to be doing that. But that was built by local labour, just volunteer people.
So it's very community minded in this town. How many people are in this town?
I think last census, I laughingly say 300 people and 400 dogs, but we're somewhere between 200 and 300 people, I think.
Great.
That's a good little community, and from what we've seen around the town with our travels today, the community get behind each other, especially when it comes to problem solving and getting things done in the town, as well as supporting each other with mental health issues and deaths in the family and whatever else happens. The community bands together.
They do. It's a really close little community. I think. Well, I'm a newcomer and I'll never be a local. I've been here now for 2002. We moved from Melbourne up to here, and so what is it, 18 years pretty much I've been.
You're not a local yet.
So
No,
I'm not a
by
local.
no means.
I don't think I'll live long enough to be a local ever, but it's always impressed me that one of the reasons why we actually came up here was because this little town at the time had 2 football teams and 3 netball teams, and I thought a little place like this, that's a pretty good effort.
It is.
And the football and netball clubs are still going really well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I remember 21 years ago I played football for a little place called Tungamo, and we actually played against Longwood.
You would have.
There you go.
Yeah, you would have.
We can hear the train bells there.
That's the crossing.
Well, they're the train bells. They're the crossing bells. This brings me to my next question. What do you know about the railway line going through Longwood in the early days? Because this was really a hub, wasn't it? And there used to be a train station down the road, which is no longer there. We had a chat to some locals, and it's gone.
I know. But sadly, we don't have a train stopping here. I wish we did. I would love to have.
So they have to go to Avenel or Euroa?
Euroa,
Yeah.
which is about it's like a quick 18-minute drive, I guess, either way. But from a community point of view, I think having a railway station and a stop here would be enormous for this community.
It would, yeah.
We've got a lot of people who are a bit like us. They're getting older and they have to go to Melbourne for certain things, and they don't really want to be driving. It's just that to get on a train would be fantastic. It's the Melbourne to Sydney train that goes by.
Yep.
So this is a goods train going through now. So is it mainly goods trains that go
Pretty
through
much,
now?
Yeah, we don't have not a lot of passenger trains.
So excuse us for
Lots
the
of
noise
goods
that's
trains.
about to go through. You just want to pan across and show everybody that.
So there he is. He's got a lot of weight on there, and there's 3 engines. But it's oh, look at that. It's either rolls of steel cable or they are bearings. Steel cable would be my guess. Right. Back to the young lady in question.
So my understanding of the railway line is that this little township here was actually moved from Longwood East when the rail came through. And what I've heard and read from history is that the rail actually stopped here in the beginning, and that it actually was a turntable type affair where the train used to turn around and go back to Melbourne, and that it was a really big loading place for sheep, and they used to take the sheep down to the Newmarket Salios, and it was a really big
So it was a
spot for for the sheep to come.
yeah.
And if anybody doesn't really know, Longwood was actually established around 1851. And I said in an earlier video that it's 119 years since it's been here, but it's actually 169.
Yeah.
You're very good at maths there, Tim.
And at one stage it had...
I should be.
History says that at one stage it had 4 hotels.
Yeah.
And we had a police station, and there was actually even a Longwood Cup. There was a horse race held over there, the
Yep.
Longwood Cup.
So this is the carriage, the horse carriage capital. Yeah.
So the horse carriage driving is... They have 2 major events every year, and it's sometimes international.
Wow.
Yeah. And definitely national. They come from everywhere.
Well, we're going to have to let Anne go because she's very busy, even though we have been in COVID. People are coming out and stopping in at the pubs, at the local pubs, the rural hotels, and all we can do is ask you to continue to please support. They really need your support. This beautiful old building needs your support. People like Anne, who work 16, 20 hours a day just to serve you, we thank you. We do genuinely thank you from the bottom of our heart for keeping the hub of a community alive, because the pub is the hub. So,
And the beer ice cold.
absolutely, it's the best. And on that note,
Have another one. Well, if I could just say that I think at little communities like this, having a hotel that's active is really important for the health of the community.
And the mental health is very important for keeping people
and
together.
I just find that I always say that people don't come here to drink, they come here to communicate with other people. And what we've noticed specifically during this lockdown is that lack of communication of people between people and whatever. And the first day we opened up, on both times when we've opened after having been closed, is just the absolute joy that people have at being able to sit and talk to one another. And
The pub is the central hub of any small community.
Yeah.
So, and it's where everybody goes to either have a chat with their mates and everything else, or the public can talk about what's going on, some problems, or even just sit and have a quiet beer around mates.
Do business.
Yeah.
Who knows someone who's a plumber? You know, I need something done.
Networking. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Definitely.
all of that. Yeah. So
Well,
thanks,
I'm gonna drink to that. Cheers. Cheers, Anne. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you somewhere. And remember, let's get rural. Cheers.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you.